Is Caitlin Clark changing basketball the same way Michael Jordan once did? Former Nike marketing executive Sonny Vaccaro told TMZ about Caitlin Clark, "She should have gotten a piece of everything just like Michael Jordan." Caitlin Clark, the electrifying guard for the Iowa Hawkeyes, has taken women's college basketball by storm with her unique combination of deep-range shooting, dynamic playmaking, and competitive fire. Many are beginning to draw comparisons between her influence on the sport and the seismic impact Michael Jordan had on basketball in the 1980s and 1990s. While the comparison may not be perfect given the differences between men's and women's basketball, Clark's rise is undeniably reshaping perceptions and possibilities for the sport. Game-changing impact. Michael Jordan revolutionized basketball with his gravity-defying athleticism, scoring prowess, and ability to market himself as a global icon. He inspired a generation of players with his style of play and competitive mentality. Similarly, Caitlin Clark is redefining what is possible in women's basketball. Her ability to shoot from NBA three-point range, combined with her court vision and flair, has made her a must-watch player. Like Jordan, she draws comparisons for her capacity to elevate her team's performance and captivate audiences with her skill. Expanding the audience. One of Jordan's most significant contributions was expanding the global reach of basketball, turning it into a cultural phenomenon. Clark's impact on women's basketball is analogous in terms of broadening the sport's appeal. Her games have drawn record television ratings and increased media attention, sparking debates and discussions typically reserved for men's basketball. The excitement surrounding her performances is drawing more fans, including casual viewers, to women's basketball. Inspirational legacy. Jordan's legacy extends beyond individual achievements to how he inspired future generations of players. Clark's influence is already inspiring younger girls to push the limits of their game, showing that deep shooting range and flashy playmaking can be part of women's basketball, too. Her confidence and style are setting a new standard for what players aspire to be, much like how Jordan was a model of excellence and competitiveness. Marketability and cultural reach. Jordan was one of the first athletes to build a personal brand that transcended sports. While Clark's journey in this regard is just beginning, her growing popularity and potential as a commercial figure show parallels. She is poised to become a significant figure in marketing women's sports, which would mirror how Jordan's brand reshaped sports endorsements. While it may be too early to fully equate Caitlin Clark's influence with Michael Jordan's, her impact on basketball is undeniable. She is redefining the style, perception, and reach of women's basketball, just as Jordan once did for the men's game. If her trajectory continues, she could indeed be remembered as a transformative figure who helped elevate the sport to new heights. Caitlin Clark's rise in basketball is about more than her individual skills, it's about shifting the cultural and competitive landscape of the sport, much like Michael Jordan did decades ago. What truly makes her impact potentially revolutionary lies in how she pushes boundaries on multiple fronts: style of play, fan engagement, media coverage, and the broader business of women's athletics. Redefining style of play. Clark's playstyle reflects a fearless, bold approach that challenges traditional norms of women's basketball. Her long-range shooting evokes comparisons to NBA stars like Stephen Curry, but her composure and leadership, especially under pressure, recall Jordan's clutch-time dominance. She blends finesse and flair with grit, routinely pulling up for three-pointers from well beyond the arc while threading pinpoint passes. This approach, previously uncommon in women's college basketball, is sparking tactical evolution and encouraging players at all levels to expand their offensive arsenals. Like Jordan, who made above-the-rim plays a staple of highlight reels, Clark's jaw-dropping shots and dynamic passes are creating moments that transcend the game itself. These "did you see that?" plays generate buzz that travels well beyond basketball's core audience, enhancing the sport's visibility. Inspiring a new generation. Michael Jordan made millions want to be like Mike, a sentiment tied to his relentless drive, scoring artistry, and ability to make the impossible look routine. Caitlin Clark inspires young athletes in a similar way. Her audacity on the court tells girls they can take risks, be showstoppers, and lead with swagger. More players now aspire to develop the kind of limitless shooting range Clark demonstrates, marking a potential shift in how future generations approach offensive strategy in women's basketball. Her influence is already evident in grassroots basketball, where younger players are emulating her fearless deep shots and court vision. This mirrors how Jordan's fadeaway jumper became a hallmark for aspiring guards and forwards. Expanding the market and cultural impact. Jordan revolutionized sports marketing by becoming a global brand. Caitlin Clark's impact on endorsements and branding for women's athletes could follow a similar trajectory. While women's sports have historically been undervalued in the business world, Clark's rising profile alongside players like Angel Reese and Paige Buchers signals a shift. With